Hello and welcome back to the podcast. We're going to continue on the theme that we had last week of taking questions that some people might like to ask about the show. First question we'll get to this week is this: will you ever tell other people's stories or do any other stories in the future? Well, I'd like to interview other people and do some shows based on other people's experiences. That'd be interesting. It will likely take me a while to build up enough of an audience to find a few people willing to talk about their experiences. I have met a few of those people in some private groups, but I have lost track of some of those people and I don't know where they are anymore. So it'll take a while before I can get to that. I still have plenty of stories for a season 2 and probably a season 3 of the show, and it'll take me a while to get through all of that. The next question is, do you think your house or houses are haunted, or are you haunted? Well, either I am haunted, or I might have special abilities that attract the paranormal activity. I could see that potential. I think some of the houses I've worked on had spirit activity, but not all of them. I think I do have special abilities that attract the spirit activity or gives extra energy for spirit activity. So it's a bit of both. But from what I've noticed, I personally am definitely haunted, in my opinion. And as far as the house is being haunted, I would say that the house I'm living in, even till just this week, we had another incident in our house. So I do think there are some things in the house where I live. And the house that I'm still working on, I still see shadow figures out of the corner of my eyes sometimes, so there's that also. Next question is, do you participate in any paranormal investigations? I haven't done any official paranormal investigations, or at least not yet. I don't have any of the equipment to do any of my own investigations. I have gone on social media a few times and tried to give people advice, though. Some of the advice is that I tell people to contact a local paranormal team to investigate their home. I sometimes give advice based on my experience and what I've seen other experts say. I take everything that folks like Amy Allen say as gold. Things like, the dead are people too, it's just that they don't have a body. So I also try to always be respectful and almost never provoke anything or try not to provoke any of the spirits at all. I think we shouldn't speak ill of the dead. I know that was some of Amy Allen's advice too, and I think that's a good way to go. I try to avoid any bindings or demanding the spirits do anything. I also try to avoid any type of witchcraft, spells, spirit boards, conjurings, seances, and that sort of thing. I've even gotten to the point that I avoid doing sage smudgings unless it's absolutely necessary. I've done that in the past, and I think it's gotten rid of some of the activity, although sometimes the activity would pick right back up in about 2 to 4 weeks. But I hope that doesn't hurt any spirits that may be friendly, because I don't want to mistreat them or do something that might provoke them or cause them to be a little bit grieved with me. Well, let's go to the next question. The next question is, do you have any special abilities? Well, as far as I have seen and noticed, I think I do have special abilities. I think my stress sometimes causes an excess buildup of energy from my brain, which attracts the spirits. I guess it's like a lantern on a dark night where everyone likes to gather around the light to hang out. It could also be true that spirits might feed off my excess energy because it makes them feel alive again. That can cause too much paranormal activity sometimes. I think I've heard a few experts basically express similar opinions. So I would probably think that that's about true, that I think I do have a little bit of possibly PK, psychokinetic abilities, and perhaps some of that gets over energetic sometimes, I guess you could say, and maybe that provokes activity or gives the spirits extra energy. But I have tried to take some people's advice and see if I can do some things that can decrease that excess energy. Let's move on to the next question. The next question is, how do you control your special abilities? Well, I watched episodes of the TV show Psychic Kids where they talked about grounding and getting you do that to get rid of excess energy and get it under control. All you need to do for that is take your shoes and socks off and stand outside on the ground with your bare feet. I do that sometimes to get rid of some of the problems and the excess energy. And pretty much every single time that I've done that, almost all the activity stops. And it does, sometimes it stops for several months at a time. So to me, that does better than doing any sage smudgings. It also helps to do meditation, or if you have anxiety issues that you could get some counseling to help deal with life and to lower your anxiety level. And that helps a lot too. Or get some counseling if you're dealing with depression and that sort of thing. That helps decrease the excess anxiety as well, in my opinion. The next question is, can you do anything to stop your abilities from getting out of control? That's what I was kind of hinting at with that last answer, but if I get stressed out, I get too much excess energy and it causes problems. As I mentioned a little bit before, there's a few things I like to do to get the special abilities under control. There's 3 different things. The first one is I like to do some grounding and put my bare feet on the ground outside. I've also grounded myself by putting my bare feet on a concrete sidewalk or the concrete slab on the ground. This can be difficult in winter when it's too cold to go barefoot outdoors, though. The problem I have with grounding is that it takes away almost all my special abilities for weeks or months. So if I need power to do some things, I'm out of luck and can't do anything. So I've learned to depend on my wits, my knowledge, and my past experiences. That helps a little bit with that. I've seen a lot of paranormal shows through the years, and I take a lot of the good advice to heart. Grounding takes away my ability to see apparitions and shadow figures for weeks and months. So for the most part, the problems go away for quite a while. The second thing is, I also recommend that if people have a lot of stress, anxiety, or depression, I recommend that they get counseling or therapy. Counseling can help them deal with life and decrease those problems and decrease anxiety and that sort of thing. Once a person decreases their stress, anxiety, and or depression, their excess energy gets under control. That usually helps get their special abilities under control as well. The third thing is, the thing that helps a lot of people is meditation. There are plenty of relaxing guided meditations on the internet on sites like YouTube. Even a little meditation can help a lot. It helps lower the anxiety level and control any excess energy from special abilities. Sometimes I can get my anxiety so low that I can't regain my special abilities for a long time, for several months even. It seems like I need to charge myself up to get my special abilities to work again, though. It's like charging up a laser, except for me, it takes weeks to build up a charge. It's also somewhat like an old-fashioned TV set or computer monitor screen where they need to warm up a while before the screen comes on. If any of you folks have any other questions or comments, feel free to put them in the comments section below if they're reasonable questions. I think this is about all we have time for at the moment, so I'll end the show here and get back to making my next episode. By the way, if you could, click the like button and subscribe to the show as well. I'll see you in the next episode. See you later.